Hi fellow crafters, I'm Terri from nutsaboutsstamping.com. The new mini catalog is now live and I can't wait to show you a beautiful card idea using the brand new Winterly Treetops bundle. I also can't wait to show you this fabulous new embossing folder. So let's get started. Here it is, the Winterly Treetops bundle. I love this bundle. I know it's going to be super popular, so don't wait because it could sell out very quickly. The stamp set features hand-sketched birds perched on branches and friendly sentiments that are great for winter or all year long. And then here are the dies, and look at this die. I think this is super cool. You could have the bird sort of in the center of this die. I'm not going to be using that die today, but there is so much potential with this bundle that I know you're going to want to have it too, and craft like crazy using it. Also shared in my introduction that I'm going to be using a brand new embossing folder. This embossing folder is not paired with the Winterly Treetops. That doesn't mean we can't use it. This is called Forever Plaid, and it's a 3D embossing folder. And look at the size of it. It's absolutely huge, which offers a lot of potential. For today's project, though, I am just going to emboss a layer of Very Vanilla using this embossing folder. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. So this is what it looks like when that layer is embossed. Here's the innie side, and here's the outie side. I'm going to be using the outie side. Now, let's use the stamp set. I have the large bird stamp mounted on a clear block, and I'm going to ink it up using my Memento Tuxedo Black ink and stamp it onto a layer of Very Vanilla. Now I'm going to use two of my stamping blends. I'm going to use Crumb Cake and I'm going to use Poppy Parade to color the berries and the branches. And we'll do the birds after that. I have just a little tip to share with you, just in case you've never used Stampin' Blends before. So Stampin' Blends have two ends. They have a brush end and they have more of a fine or a marker end. When you're coloring really detailed or smaller images, always use the smaller or marker end rather than the brush end, because Stampin' Blends have a habit of running a little bit. So if you go outside the line, which is okay, but if you go outside the line, sometimes it can really blur beyond that. And then when you die cut out your image, you still see that blurred edge. So now what I'm going to do is bring back in my Poppy Parade, and I'm going to also bring in my light basic black ink, and I want to color the birds. So I'm going to use my basic black on the top and the wings of the birds, and then I'll come back and I'll show you a special technique using the Poppy Parade or any other Stampin' Blend color that you want to use to lighten the color a little bit. So back in a moment. And while I was at it, I used my Crumb Cake to color the beaks of the birds as well. Now I'm going to bring in my Poppy Parade ink, and I am going to color the rest of the bird. And then I'm going to show you something else. So I'll color this bird first. And you can see that Poppy Parade is really quite a dark or bright, I guess, red. So I don't know if you know about this, but this is a color lifter. This is also a Stampin' Blend. What you can do is you can go in and you can lift some of the color to make it lighter and not so vivid. So that's what I'm doing here. And you can see that the tip gets just a little bit colored, and you just wipe it on your scrap paper and you're fine. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to color the second bird, and then I'm going to use the color lifter to lighten the color. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a difference. This is the lifter side and this is the not lifter side. There's my image and I love it. And now I'm going to take the matching die and I'm going to go over to my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and I'm going to die cut that out. While I'm over there, I'm going to cut a few of these little branches as well from some scrap old olive cardstock. Back in a moment. And there we go. I have everything die cut and ready to use on the front of my card. The next thing I want to do is take a layer of Very Vanilla, and I've got from the Winterly Treetops stamp set a stamp that says Thinking of You Always, and I'm going to ink it up and stamp it down using my Tuxedo black ink. Now I'm going to take this layer and I'm going to adhere it to an old olive layer. Do you sense a theme happening here? Next, I want to attach my birds using some Stampin' Dimensionals. Now I want to take the greenery that I've die cut and I want to adhere those down using my multi-purpose liquid glue. My card base is going to be old olive, and I'm going to take the layer that I created using the embossing folder and I'm going to adhere it to the card base using my multi-purpose liquid glue. I have 3 leftover strips of the Season of Green and Gold Designer Series paper, so I'm going to add these 3 strips to the card front as well. Now what I want to do is take my bird layer, and I've got some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back, and I want to pop this layer up off the front of the card just to give it a little bit of visual interest and so that the designer series paper behind it doesn't really detract from the beauty of the birds. And now it's time to talk embellishments, and I know exactly what I'm going to use. These are brand new and they're called faux glass dots, and so I'm going to add some of these dots to my card front to complete my card. And there we go. My card is done and I am loving this Winterly Treetops bundle that is brand new and now available. If you would like a complete listing of the supplies that I use, the measurements for the layers, and the ordering numbers so that you can order these products at my online store, I will link to my blog article in the description box under this video. You can head over there and get all the information you need. I'm Terri. I am nuts about stamping. I'll see you at the next video. Bye for now.